every Indian wants to show off their social status and their economic power.
We are almost, wasting around 2000 to 3000 kg waste.
Oh my God, what's happening? This
Mhm.
is uh, this is turning out to be big fat Indian wedding.
Certain aged people in our family that they will be with us, they might not be, uh, due to some of their health issues, they might not be able to travel to the destination wedding kind of thing.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Life Trek with Soul Sisters. I'm Namrata and with me are Sangita and Madhumita.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, friends, you know that one celebration where the guest list never ends, the music never stops, and there's food at every corner you turn, where every hour has a theme, every relative has an opinion, and the catering budget could feed an entire village. Oh, yes, we are talking about the big fat Indian wedding, and today we are going to unpack all the chaos, color, and charm that comes with it.
Yes, Namrata, and I'm so excited about this episode. And that's because this is the wedding season in India, where
Absolutely.
weddings are just functions. They're a social festival, a family masterclass in negotiation, a fashion show, a wide display of cuisines, and occasionally, interestingly, a full blown battle of wills between relatives.
Yes, and today the world seems to be fascinated by Indian weddings. The scale, the grandeur, the cultural layers, the emotions, the food, the music and dance, the glittering outfits and jewelry, everything has attracted global attention. And that's what we are going to talk about today. And later in the episode, we'll have two guests from totally different spheres, and they'll share their thoughts about the Indian wedding.
Yeah. Personally speaking, we all have been to a few big fat Indian weddings, and we love being invited to those, don't we?
Absolutely.
My only problem, the color code is too much of a hassle for me. I mean, I'm not going to buy new saris for every wedding, nor can I wear the same yellow sari to every haldi and the same green one to every mehndi.
True. But don't you love those moments? A bunch of ladies with all same color waiting to be photographed. And why
Yeah,
ladies? All men also. I love all moments and I enjoy those wedding photos and reels too.
yeah. And you've just come back from a big fat Indian wedding, Sangeeta.
What I love most about the big fat Indian wedding is the fact that it's spread across days.
Yeah.
Every day has a different ritual, like mehndi, sangeet, haldi, ring ceremony, the wedding itself, multiple receptions, and so many more. But before we get into these details, Namrata, we would like to know from you the origin of the phrase, the big fat Indian wedding.
Yeah.
Well, here's the fun fact there's actually no official definition of the term. No rule book, no announcement, nothing like that. It kind of just happened. The phrase actually slowly made its way into media, pop culture, and everyday conversations as a shorthand for those larger than life, super elaborate wedding celebrations India is famous for. And the name itself, it was probably inspired by the 2002 Hollywood movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding. In
Yeah.
fact, that same year, the BBC even aired a series called, yes, you guessed it, Big Fat Indian Wedding. So, yeah,
Yes.
the term stuck, and honestly, it couldn't be more perfect.
Oh, so basically, we should thank the journalist and the media house for coining this term. And I mean, popularize this in the global level also.
Right.
Yeah, that's an interesting history, Namrata. And but I think if we go back in time, the royal weddings of the past were probably the original big fat Indian weddings. They featured
Mm-hmm.
processions with elephants and horses and camels, extensive feasts and lavish displays of clothes and jewelry. And in the last few decades, pop culture normalized these kind of weddings. Iconic movies like Hum Aapke Hain Kaun and wedding-based TV shows, they all set an example of how elaborate Indian weddings can be. So the whole
Mhm.
nation saw multiple rituals that looked fun and glamorous. This influenced real weddings and the way people conducted and talked about them.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. Hmm. But I want to bring out a totally different aspect to this. Indian weddings are rooted in our traditional values. The wedding is not just about two people, it brings two families together. All relatives, be it siblings, cousins, or extended family, for that matter, neighbors, all of them they play a huge part in the function.
Mhm.
And the ritual or the celebration like Juta Chori, Sangeet, Kanyadan, Aarti, Milni, all these rituals, they ensure that all relatives, they attend these functions.
Hmm.
That way it is ensured sort of thing.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
true, true.
And somewhere in the middle of all this chaos, there's one calm, all-knowing figure running the entire show. Yeah, the Panditji. And you can think of him as the wedding's project manager. He quietly orchestrates everything: who sits, who stands, when the tika gets applied, when the dhaga gets tied, and exactly when everyone's supposed to toss the rice.
And that's so true, Namrata. And I know we spoke about the fact that so many rituals are influenced by the movies, yet, like the Panditji you said, the diversity of our country ensures that each region brings its own special touch.
Mm.
For example, if you think about Punjab, the Kalire, in Odisha, the Kaudi Khelo, the Subhodrushti of Bengal, Mangal Sutra in a lot of states, Kanishran of Kashmir, Kerala Sadhya for the feast, etc. So they all have their own specific rituals.
Yeah. Yes, and there are so many more. But I feel since over a period of time, the cosmopolitan living has become the new norm, just like food. Cross culture rituals, they have been adopted in weddings too, right?
Absolutely, Sangeeta.
What I can say is that maybe all the style of celebration is same throughout India, but still everybody is having their core rituals, still hold on to them. So that's the
Yeah,
beauty.
yeah.
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 I agree. Yeah. But that directly affects, this adaptation of cultures directly affects something I keep talking about. And I think I bring up this topic in all our episodes, the money, the scale and economics of the big fat Indian wedding. I feel the amount of money people spend is unbelievable. Probably higher disposable income in recent times and wider global exposure through TV and OTT has turned weddings into a medium to flaunt social position and wealth. What do you think, Namrata?
Yeah, Madhu, but although this is true, but this isn't something new. Weddings were always a big deal, even in the olden days. You
Right.
must have noticed that families would take loans and land, sometimes spend their entire life savings just to make it grand. In fact,
Yeah.
across every layer of society, people pushed beyond their means, all for that one day they wanted to remember forever.
Yeah, I remember our parents withdrew their PFs and all that for weddings.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm.
That's because Indian weddings are personal but also public. The family wants to show hospitality, generosity, and sometimes the event is a display of status also. In villages, the entire village is called to feast.
Yeah.
Okay. And sometimes the guest list that runs into thousands. Hmm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true, but in fact, I remember one such wedding I went to where people, they just kept coming and coming and coming, and the crowd was just unbelievable. And Madhu, since you are worried about the expense, there's one trend nowadays that has really escalated the cost. While, of course, at the same time, it provides an unbelievably outstanding experience, which is, of course, the destination weddings. So
Yeah.
families now travel to places like Udaipur, Goa, Kumarokom, Puri, and sometimes abroad also, like Italy or Switzerland, turning the wedding into a full-blown getaway. You've got palaces, heritage homes, folk dances, live music, and of course, endless regional food. And at this point, guests aren't just attending a wedding. They're basically on a mini holiday, or perhaps we could also term it as food tourism.
Yeah, food tourism is like my kind of tourism, Namrata. But I just know you both remember I was invited to a wedding in Vietnam, and
Mm.
that was absolutely what you're talking about. The culture, the food, we just experienced. It was 3 days. It was
Mm.
like a glimpse into life in Vietnam, and it was
Wow.
amazing.
But by the way, since you talked about food tourism, Madhu, which one is your favorite counter in the wedding?
The chart counter and then the dessert counter.
Okay, okay.
Mine is the
I,
desert always.
I always feel that Indian weddings secretly run on gastronomy. The mandap is for rituals, but the real action is around the buffet.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there are separate sections for veg food, non-veg food, starters, like you mentioned, then salads, main course, and dessert. Food with no onion, garlic, and definitely from Mandir Prasad has also become one of the options nowadays. Yeah,
Hmm.
lots of action at every corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I think at the chart counter, there is a lot of action. Everybody is fighting to get into that small space.
Talking of action, I have a game in mind. I'll give you some clues for a Hindi movie song that is related to weddings, and you have to guess which song I'm talking about. Okay?
Give us easy ones, Namrata.
No, I won't give easy ones. You have to give me easy ones. So let me start.
Mm.
Today, there is some confusion in my heart. I have sat down to sing, and in front of me is my son's mother in law. Today, there is some confusion in my heart. I have sat down to sing, and in front of me is my son's mother in law.
बेटे की
आज मेरे
आज मेरे दिल
आज
में
अजब एक उलझन है गाने बैठे गाना सामने समदन है
अरे वाह
Oh,
I would have never been able to guess this.
yes, yes.
but you guessed it.
No, आज मेरे that's all very true.
Yeah.
But you knew which song. Okay, lyrics doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We know.
And the second one is the turban of the groom looks wonderful. The heart of the bride
दुल्हे का
seems to
सेहरा
be eh?
दुल्हे का
दूल्हे का
सेहरा
चेहरा
दूल्हे का सेहरा सुहाना लगता है
लगता
दुल्हन का
है.
भी दिल दीवाना लगता है.
Oh my God. These are two difficult ones. Yeah.
beautiful songs.
Yeah.
Sangeeta, you want to go next?
Yeah, since we were talking of this food tourism, instead of the song, I'll give you a situation. I mean, in that situation, Amir Khan with two of his friends, they're get crashing into a
Three Idiots.
wedding.
Three
Three
Idiots.
Idiots. I love that. And when we were in college and when we were working in Chennai with a little, very little money, I always wanted to do this, but
And
never done.
what the amount of food on their plates. It was just amazing.
Yeah, yeah. So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah,
And
very
one more
funny.
me to give.
Yeah.
Okay, the other one is um it's come my beloved, my dear. What is that to think?
क्या सोचना आ जाओ मेरे प्यार
चल रे सजनी अब का सोचे
Soche. Well, you should have mentioned
गजरा.
it's a Biraha ka song.
No, it's a Vidai song, I
It's
guess.
a Biraha, Bidai song.
yeah, yeah.
Related
I
to
think
West.
you both gave very,
Very
very
tough
tough options.
ones.
I'll give you
No, no,
very
no.
easy ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one, very easy song, Nine
Hmm.
Nine Bangles.
Oh God, it's मेरे हाथों में दोनों
नौ
छुरी.
नौ चूड़ियां हैं हाँ.
Yeah. See, I'll give you very easy ones. Now the tough one, Stars at the Bridal Procession. Namrata will guess this.
Stars at the bridal procession.
Hmm.
Tare hain barati.
Yes. And this song is special to me because it's the first movie, Virasat is the first movie I saw after my wedding. So
Oh.
I remember this song so well.
And mine was
Okay.
Hum Aapke Hain Kaun. It was there just
Oh
during
my
my marriage.
Since we talked about stars and everything,
Hmm.
I think that song reminded me of something that we're forgetting, something that's mission critical for the current generation, especially in weddings.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so I think Madhu, you are hinting at social media.
Yes.
Because, it's kind of fascinating. A lot of wedding rituals today seem to be planned with Instagram in mind. It's almost as if the issue is not about how it feels, but how it photographs, right?
True,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, and that's why you have all these pre and post wedding photo shoots, video reels. Everything has to be insta ready. That's why nowadays influencers across the globe are also getting included in the guest list so that they can share it in the international platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're forgetting the hashtag, Sangeeta. So when they share it on
Right,
international platforms, there are special hashtags coined for weddings, so they share it with that.
right,
Mm.
right.
And social media has also influenced the clothing and the jewelry. So from
Mm.
the simple traditional attire of the past, which were like handloom saris, like probably Kanjivaram, Banarasi, Patola, Sonpuri, etc., brides have moved to designer lehengas, grooms have moved to sherwanis, and then there are cocktail dresses and suits and all that now.
Absolutely. And you talked about the jewelry also, and so this jewelry has now nothing to do with the precious metals we used to wear, like gold,
Mm.
silver, diamond. Today, the brides wear fashion jewelry, matching their outfit, and these classy designer pieces are just mind-blowing. They look so beautiful, and they
Yeah,
are quite expensive too.
true, true.
Yeah, but you were forgetting one main aspect. That's the beauty treatment.
Yeah, yeah.
In
Yeah,
is often the bride's friends and relatives, they would use whatever resources they had for the bride's makeup and hairstyle. Now there are salons and beauticians specializing in mehndi, hairdo, makeup, even sari draping also,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
And most hosts nowadays they invite multiple makeup artists so that the immediate family members they also look super.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
But everything we've discussed so far leads to one fact. Indian weddings have grown into full-scale industry, from
Hmm.
event managers to decor artists, beauticians, like you said, Sangeeta,
Hmm.
caterers, DJs, photographers, and even luxury vehicle rentals for the Bharat.
Hmm.
Everyone has a role in crafting the occasion. What was once handled only by the family is now outsourced to professionals who turn weddings into grand experiences.
Yes, it is the economics of shadi season.
Yeah,
Everybody has
yeah.
opportunity to earn and spend. But in the
Hmm.
chaos of all these things, don't you feel we are missing out the personal touch?
In all that hustle of choreographed weddings, it does feel like the warmth, the personal touch, those simple, messy, real moments, they sometimes get overshadowed by the spectacle.
That's true. That's one experience that I miss and I feel very sad about. But there
With
is one
time,
trend
it
that,
change also. That is also true.
but yeah, but these days there's one trend that makes me happy. Some couples now want eco-friendly weddings where everything from clothes, menu to the decoration, everything is sustainable. The vocal for local and zero waste movements are gaining in popularity in weddings. Couples are also partnering with NGOs for distribution of surplus food, gifts, etc. So I feel there is indeed hope for a brighter, less consumeristic future.
Don't be such a spoil sport, Madhu. So now we've spoken enough about what we feel, but we also have guests waiting for us with their own unique points of view. Today we have Lipi Parida and Mahaprasad Rath. Author, artist, columnist, talk show host, photographer, and flautist. Lipi Parida is a Guinness record holder for playing the flute at World Culture Festival in 2016. Lipi won the National Make in India Award in 2018 for her excellence in the creative field. And Lipi has recently got her son married and is here today to share her perspective on the topic. And we also have Mahaprasad Rath, also called Ashu. He is from Bhubaneswar and currently working in PwC in Nagpur. A versatile and talented singer, Ashu also enjoys playing badminton and socializing with friends and family. Always ready to learn new things and make new connections, Ashu is here today to share his perspectives on the big fat Indian wedding. Welcome to Life Trek, both of you.
Yeah, well,
Welcome.
Thank you,
thank
Namrita.
you.
Thank
Thank
you for the
you.
very warm welcome and for your very, very kind words for me. Thanks a ton.
Pleasure,
And I'm
pleasure.
just looking forward to speak on the big fat Indian wedding.
Yeah,
Everybody
okay.
loves to know about the big fat Indian wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to start with you, the very simple question, what are your views about the big fat Indian wedding? Lipi.
So Sangeeta, I mean, the big fat Indian wedding is something very very famous. We had Meera Nair celebrating it with her monsoon wedding.
Yes.
I'm sure everyone has seen Meera
Yeah.
Nair's monsoon wedding, and these are huge affairs. With multiple guests and opulent venues and intense expenditure on fashion, food and decorations. $130 million business.
Yeah.
And I think it is the reason we have these big fat Indian weddings is every Indian wants to show off their social status and their economic power. So
Right.
it becomes the ultimate barometer for society to find out how economically well off you are, how affluent you are. It's basically the milestone that every Indian wants to display to the others.
Ashu, what about you? What do you feel?
Uh, so when it comes to in big fat Indian wedding, so my views are a little bit on the other side.
Okay.
So first point is like disproportionate spending, we can say. Because when we do Indian wedding, suppose for example, let's assume that a middle class family is there and they are doing the Indian wedding of their maybe daughter or son. Like
Mm,
one third of their spending, like one third of their savings is almost gone in that wedding. Okay.
mm,
So as Lippy ma'am rightly mentioned about the show off, so I would like to just, add my perspective to it. Like it is not a kind of exactly show off, but a pressure, a developed pressure to show off. Like what will people say about us? Like what will like my thought process is people will definitely say, like even if you spend a tons of millions of rupees in an Indian wedding, people will say that this is not good, this is bad, this is like people will definitely say.
mm,
And
कुछ तो लोग
in
कहेंगे.
in both the cases,
Yeah.
yes, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोग का काम है कहना. Like
Yeah.
even if let's say for example, we must have seen the South Indian kind of wedding, right?
mm,
They for especially they serve the food in banana leaf. They have to sit
mm,
down. That is the most simple form of, Kerala style wedding or a traditional wedding. Okay, so
mm,
there also, if like people will go, they will definitely say four things they will say. And
mm,
if they go to a rich family kind of wedding, they there also they will say.
mm,
So, like, we know that when we celebrate our daughters, our son's wedding, it is a kind of memories we hold. We will look into the past and we will, share the bond, share the memories and everything. But at the same time, you know, definitely a thought will come to our mind that, like, we have spent so much and we have done these things. We should have kept, limited number of people. We should have kept our menus limited and everything. Crux of this Indian wedding is we should not compromise, on spending the amount. Also, we should not, spend, unanimously, kind of.
What about the fun part out of it? Do you think anything would be compromised on the fun part? Um,
Uh, Not exactly. If Actually, that completely depends upon the kind of people we are having. If the
yes.
people
Ashu,
are talented, the people for example, let's take our Chariot and Wheels family only itself.
Mm,
So there are multi talented people present in our family who likes to sing, who likes to dance, and they like to group themselves and all. So
mhm,
yeah.
but while you were talking, both of you gave some interesting perspectives. I just thought of this cousin who got married a few years back, and she spent her own money on the wedding. Okay, so her wedding was like a big fat Indian wedding, but done in moderation. So, like you said, the haldi and mehndi were done in the daytime on the roof of her house. Only the wedding itself was at a separate venue. So she managed everything so well within a very low budget. So probably what is the differentiating factor is when the bride and groom are spending their own money, their own hard-earned money, probably they spend a little bit less. When the parents are spending it, parents want to do everything possible and do the best thing possible for their kids. That is probably where the dichotomy is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if in India, for parents, it's a dream. It's a
Mhm.
dream
True.
to marry off their children very well.
Hmm.
And
That
there's
that is
also
what.
the generation gap, the new children, they think differently also. So they have different kinds of
Yeah.
dreams and maybe different ideals.
People are thinking differently, basically. People are
Correct.
thinking that how we can manage our expenses, and they are spending something like which provides value for money.
Many of these in many of these big fat Indian weddings, a live band and a DJ is a must. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so I
Yes.
think we can just do away with these professional people,
Yeah.
and just put in our own talent. I'm sure we have lots of talent in our amidst our friends and relatives. We can put that to
Yeah.
use.
Yeah.
Where's the need for a live band or
Yeah.
a rocking
Absolutely.
DJ?
Absolutely.
That would
And
be saving so
when
much of money.
coming to talent, there is this funny story about when Namrata's daughter got married. We all friends got together and over video, over Zoom calls, we practiced for the Sangeet. We must have practiced for a month, and my daughter was teaching us the steps. We practiced 3 songs. And then on the day when I landed in Bhubaneswar, we went to Sangeeta's house, and 3 of us started practicing again. And then eventually we gave up because besides Sangeeta, the other 2 of us had no sense of tune. So we just formed a train line and just did the train dance kind of. And then we got ready and went for the Sangeet. There we just saw the first dance the groom's Punjabi family did. I just went to Namrata's daughter and said, please remove our thing from the list. We are not going to dance here. So that is how less talented we are. So for families like us, we definitely need an external person to come and entertain.
No, but see what Madhu basically they're trying to say is there are different ways of celebrating
Reducing,
it. We
celebrating and
experience
reducing
the
the expenditure as well. Yeah.
expenditure, but at the same
Definitely.
time having the fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with both of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So Lippy, when you got your son married 2 years back, right? So was this a big fat Indian wedding or how was it?
So, Namrata, you were very much present at my son's
Yeah. Yeah.
wedding,
Yeah.
and we basically wanted to make it, keep it to the basic minimum. Okay. And while we were planning for a basic minimum, suddenly I found, high energy choreographed events, day after day, day after day. And I said, oh my God, what's happening? This
Mhm.
is this is turning out to be big fat Indian wedding. But basically, we were aiming for a very basic and minimum wedding. But then I found high energy programs day after day, day after day. Because the Indian weddings they demand mehendi, they demand sangeet, they demand so many things. So I found these, and then my son's friends from Delhi. They arrived, and receiving them, putting them up, and they were part of these various programs day after day. So basically I realized, oh my God, it's big fat. It's not the bare minimum. That's when I realized it's not bare minimum at all.
So was there one expense that you think could have been eliminated? One expense or one something that could have been eliminated to reduce the cost?
So, Madhumita, actually, we kept it to the bare minimum. We just kept it to the bare minimum. Excuse me. Like we did not have DJs or we did not have live bands, and but we had to go in for the decorations because without the decorations it doesn't feel like a wedding at all. We
Hmm.
did only the mandatory things, but in spite of that, the high energy events day after day, day after day, that made it a big fat Indian wedding.
Yeah.
But when you look back on that experience today, do you think it was all worth it?
Yeah, definitely. For every Indian, Madhumita, the marriage of their child is basically the culmination of their, life's efforts and life's dreams. It's every Indian's dream to put up this wonderful wedding for their child.
Hmm.
Basically, it's their success index. How
Hmm.
well they can entertain their friends and relatives, how well they can put up this show according to their means. People do it according to their means, and we did
True.
it according to our means as well.
Like, who enjoys the wedding more, the hosts or the guests?
Actually, to be very honest, the guests, because they know that they don't have to do anything.
Okay.
Like guests enjoy more because they know that meals in Indian family, or the menus, the
Food.
the list of menus is something. Food is something that every Indian family, every typical Indian family will not compromise at all.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Lipi?
So, Sangeeta, you know what? For the hosts, they're giving a live performance. It is a matter of their social status and
Hmm.
social standing. They are spending to the limit, and they have a busy schedule, and
Hmm.
they're managing everything. They're so tense putting up this live show. I mean, there's no time to enjoy. It is the
Hmm.
guests who enjoy. They're enjoying the excellent food, and they're networking, and
Hmm.
basically they're having a blast, and the
Hmm.
hosts, they're fulfilling the dreams of their lives.
Hmm.
They're putting up this live show where they're demonstrating to everyone, look, this is our social standing, look, this is who we are. And
Hmm.
meanwhile the guests are having a blast.
But no, I want to ask Ashu one thing to you. Since you seem to be in favor of a simple wedding, what is that one ritual that you would like to compromise on? And how do you explain that to your family?
uh like I won't compromise any kind of rituals, as per se. I'll
Hmm.
compromise the venues. For example, let's say that we are having a society, we are living in a society, okay? And uh, maybe we are having a community hall, okay? So for example, we are celebrating this haldi or mehendi, whatever thing is there. Comparatively, if we spend this haldi and mehendi in some other venues, like some conventions or some banquet hall or something like that, that will cost us more. And if we are living in a community hall, the expenses comparatively is kind of less.
True.
So yeah, that haldi and sangeet, haldi and mehendi can be
Virtual wedding.
celebrated there. Yeah, that can be celebrated in community hall or something like that. In that way, we can manage our expenses as well.
So
And
do you both have any funny stories to share related to weddings?
So, like I went to my one of my friend's wedding. I think 1 month back. So what happened was there was a juta rasham. Okay, so what happened was one of my friend, uh, like uh, like took the shoes and hide took it to that room and hide, they have hide it there. Okay. And later on, when we all searched for the shoes, like after the rituals, we actually didn't got the shoes. Like, shoes was not there at all. Like,
So
we
whoever
found out,
hit it had
and late.
forgotten. Whoever
Yeah,
hit, yeah.
like, yeah. So later on, we found out that the staff who was cleaning the room, he took it with him and he submitted it in the reception. He gave to the reception. After all the wedding cycle, after the reception, after I think after 15 days,
They
the
found the shoes.
receptionist called the family, and I think, sir, one of your shoes are here. Kindly take it. So we all were shocked, and we were texting in the WhatsApp group. Oh my God, this is such a thing that happened, in the wedding, and this is something that like we all kept searching for the shoes, but we didn't got. So yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Lippy.
Imagine somebody carrying the staff carrying away jutas for the juta ceremony. Just imagine. Oh, hilarious.
Yeah.
Quite pathetic also, not done
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, yeah.
Can be
Yeah.
a shocker also. So,
Hmm.
Hmm.
there was this wedding of, this was actually a decade back. Huh? So there was this huge reception going on at my, one of my cousins who's about 10 years older to me. And she was having a love marriage. And there was this wonderful bhoji that was going on outside.
Hmm.
And the groom and his wife arrived. My cousin and her husband, they arrived. And my cousin, she was a little fat. So my cousin's husband tells his mother, "Mom, I have brought a small elephant for you." So
Oh my God.
I
That's
brought a small elephant home for you.
Oh no.
And there was this wonderful, elaborate bhoji going on outside, huh?
Oh God.
And and she was in
Hmm.
ghungat and everything. And he
Hmm.
was holding her, and he was saying, "Mom, I have brought this little baby elephant for you." She was very cute looking, and it was a love marriage. Basically, he was in love with her, but he was basically having fun at his own wedding. So that was quite hilarious. Whenever I think of it, I feel like laughing a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, Lippy, from your story, that reminds me of a funny story also. During one of my vacation, I overheard the discussion of a wedding planner with the family, and he was planning that the groom should enter the venue sitting on an elephant and not hers. So, I was like, elephant sitting on an elephant? But I mean, recently I attended one wedding. There, I found the groom's parents. They're on sitting on the elephant, and all the cousins and everybody they were coming on the camels. So in the
Oh,
process, there were no luxury vehicles, but horse, elephant, and camels. So that is something I found it very hilarious, actually.
I've
amazing.
never heard actually of an entourage of elephants, camels, in a wedding barat. It's
And a
Yes.
quite
camel.
unique. Sounds very unique.
And at least I was thinking that the groom would be on the elephant, but I found the groom's parents, they were on the elephant.
So
Yeah.
I think this can
They
happen
must
only
have
in
insisted,
Rajasthan.
we are
Yeah.
the parents, we have to be on the elephant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something higher.
Yes.
Right.
So before we
Hmm.
wind up, here's a rapid fire round for both of you. So please answer in brief without really thinking about it. Okay. So ready? So 200 guests or 2000 guests?
200
2000.
guests is large enough. 200, I think, is large enough.
And
Yeah.
Ashu said
So
2000.
Ashu? Ashu?
Yes,
Go
2000, because ultimately we will end up in, uh, searching for the more people, like, invisible guest list. Yeah,
ahead. Okay.
So digital invitee or printed invite?
digital.
You know, so Sangeeta, I think this is one aspect, where the we can make the invites very personalized. At least even if we
Mm.
have a few invites, but we
Mm.
can personalize a few invites and make maybe digital for the rest. But a
Okay.
little personal touch would be good.
Combination of
So
both.
I agree with you, actually. That's my viewpoint.
Actually, to be very honest, I am a sustainability consultant and I care for the environment. Like
Okay.
my study, my masters, my BSc, all were there. So I was looking at this is just a personal sharing I would like to share.
Hmm.
Like I was looking the other day, maybe in the one of the site, that Feminine India site. I think in an Indian wedding, if we are calling around 500 people,
Hmm.
500 guests, we are almost, wasting around 2000 to 3000 kg waste.
Oh, okay.
That includes dry waste and wet waste.
Hmm.
So, like, and that we know that people are very close to us. Maybe we can go and visit their house, but we will
Hmm.
not personally give them the card, because this card print also emits certain amount of CO2. Okay, So
Right.
like carbon emissions. So we, if they feel that no, they didn't call us, we can go and personally call them, but that will be also through digital. In that way we are benefiting both the ways. We are personalizing, we are bonding with them. We are like saying in a certain way, we're indicating that you are close to us, please come and visit in our wedding. But at the same time, we are not also, we are economically viable. Like we are not
Sustainable,
keeping.
environmentally sustainable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 That's an
So
interesting point too. Yeah.
that was fun. Now, the last rapid fire question: destination wedding or hometown chaos?
So, Madhu, I think if we look at it from the angle of the budget, it's much easier on our pockets if we have it at our hometown. We can have all our guests, all our friends, all together in our hometown. It's
Yeah.
much better, it's convenient. A lot of money is saved that way. Destination weddings, they demand a higher budget. So specifically from the angle of the budget, I would say a hometown chaos is definitely a better option, where you can invite all your relatives, all your friends, everyone can just come and have a blast.
So yeah, I agree with Lippy ma'am what she mentioned. I will go up with the hometown chaos because not only from the economical aspect but also from the social aspect. If we think there are certain aged people in our family that they will be with us, they might not be uh, due to some of their health issues, they might not be able to travel to the destination wedding kind of thing. So we have to
Yes.
also think about them. So considering that, we can do a kind of hometown chaos kind of wedding where we will be there with our families, with our old age people, with our community. Yeah.
That's a lovely
Right.
thought. Let us move on to the next part.
Yeah.
There's one more game for you. So tell us your favorite Hindi movie song for each of these occasions. Juta Chori.
Juta Lelo from
Yeah.
uh,
Everybody's favorite.
Juta lo
Juta
Jute.
paisa
Lelo
do.
is the famous song. Juta
Yes.
Lelo, Paisa De Do.
Ashu?
Ashu?
Yeah, yeah, the same song.
Bidai?
uh, उंगली पकड़ के तूने चलना
Razi.
सिखाया था ना,
Razi.
Hmm.
from Raz. I think it's the
That's it.
most touching and the most evocative song
Correct.
that I've come across.
Yeah,
Yes. So
actually.
true.
Heart
Ashu?
touching.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Bidai, for me, it's Mudke Na Dekho Dilwaro. That is something,
Mm,
Yes.
Oh,
That's
that is very strong with a
beautiful.
strong emotional connect. Yeah, it's a beautiful song.
mm.
Beautiful.
yeah. And Ashu, any Sangeet song you have to sing for us?
Two
Sangeet song.
Yeah.
ओ तेरे संग यारा खुश रंग बहारा तू रात दीवानी मैं जर्द सितारा ओ तेरे संग यारा खुश रंग बहारा मैं तेरा हो जाऊं जो तू कर दे इशारा. Yeah.
That was
Very good.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And on
Thank you.
that
Very
note,
nice, Ashu.
very
Loved
nice.
it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And on that note, thank you, Lipi and Ashu, for joining us and sharing your thoughts. Thank you for being with Soul
Thanks
Sisters.
a lot, Madhu. It was real fun, talking about the big fat Indian wedding. That was
Yeah.
really fun.
Thanks to both of you for
Yeah,
joining
yeah,
us.
that was really an
Thanks a lot.
amazing session actually. Yeah. It's despite of,
So much fun.
we are talking about the Gen Z's thing. Despite that, our thought process is getting aligned and matched. That's the most, important part. Yeah.
As we discussed, Indian weddings have always had a lot of rituals and celebrations. It was already fact. Now it has become obvious. And this is the one thing which has never tried to become slim. Rather, it is happy, becoming bigger and bigger.
Yeah, Sangeeta. But as I said earlier, the big fat Indian wedding may evolve. That's what I'm hoping. So probably fewer guests and eco-friendly decorations. But eventually the essence remains the same. The celebration, togetherness, storytelling. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Yeah. So, whether you're planning a destination extravaganza or a simple home ceremony, just remember, don't forget to actually live the wedding, not just film it. Because the
Right.
best
So,
memories aren't the ones on your feed. It's the
Yeah.
laughter, the late night chai, the cousins dancing offbeat, the emotional goodbyes. Because
Yes.
trends will change, budgets will grow, but those moments, those are just timeless.
So true. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, friends, it's goodbye from the Soul Sisters. Catch you again in the next episode. Don't forget to like, share, and post your feedback about this episode. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you.